Greetings, Pokemon fans, and welcome back to JD's Nerdverse. Today we're doing a prediction video for a playthrough of Pokemon Crystal using Slowking. Slowking is known as the royal Pokemon. It's a water psychic type. It was introduced in Generation 2. It's an offshoot variation of Slowbro. So it's a different variation. The stats are slightly different. I think this one is more special defense or special attack, and the other one's more defensive. I'll look at that here in a second. I haven't looked at the stats yet. We're about to do that all together. But the one on the right is actually what it looks like. The one on the left with the blue thing around its neck rather than red. Slightly better, but it's still pink shiny nonetheless. I'm not going to dive too much into that. It's a better shiny than we've had for the last like 3 or 4 Pokemon. Let's go ahead and dive into this Pokemon. So, like I said, water psychic type, Slowking, royal Pokemon in Generation 2. The way you get this is Slowpoke is traded with holding a King's Rock, and then it evolves into Slowking. We're not going to do that. We're going to start straight out as Slowking and play through and see how good or bad this can do in a playthrough. And we're in the medium fast growth rate, which is probably the best growth rate. It means early we're going to level up decently fast, and later in the game we're going to gain levels much faster than we will with other Pokemon. Alright? So we're going to dive into the stats now. HP is 95, attack is 75, defense is 80, special attack is 100, special defense is 110, and speed is 30 for a grand total of 490 base stat. It's pretty good stats across the board except for speed. Speed is abysmal. We will be investing a lot of money into the Carbos to get this speed jacked up. But nonetheless, this is a special attacker with decent physical attack and good health. And nothing really is bad about this except for the speed. So there's an item called a Quick Claw we will definitely invest our time into getting. As we scroll down here, we're going to look at how many things we're weak to. We are weak to a plethora of things. So Bug, Ghost, Grass, Electric, and Dark we're all weak to, but none of them are 4 times weaknesses. We are resisted to Fighting, Steel, Fire, Water, Psychic, and Ice. Yeah, a lot of resistances, but also a lot of weaknesses as well. But I don't think the weaknesses are going to be as abundant as we think, as long as we do smart ways to get around them. There is the Galarian form, that's why you keep seeing a Galarian form. It's slightly different. I don't know what the typing is on the Galarian form. Let's go back to that real quick, because I'm actually kind of curious. I've never actually used a Galarian for Poison Psychic. Okay. So let's go ahead and dive into the moves of this Pokemon. So we start off with Curse and Tackle. Curse, since this Pokemon gets it via level up, I will allow Curse to be used. I will not be adding it to other Pokemon, but this Pokemon actually gets it from jump. And what it does is if you use it, it'll lower your speed, which our speed's already garbage, but it'll up your attack and your defense by 1 stage. So we can do that, I think, up to 6 times. So that'll help us early if we want to get to certain battles. I think we'll have good enough stats. I won't have to do it as often as it looks like, but it's there just in case we need to use it. Growl will lower the opposite's attack stat, and at level 15 we get our first stab move in Water Gun. 40 base power, 100% accurate. With stab it's 60 base power. So that's a good move to have. We'll probably need that to get by our first gym in Faulkner, so we'll take our time. It's also kind of scary going into Bellsprout Tower though, because we don't have access to any good moves. And even if we had Water Gun, Bellsprouts are resisted to because they're grass type. At level 20, we get our first Psychic move, 50 base power, 100% accurate. Very good move to have at this point in the game. Hopefully we have this before we face our second rival. Our medium fast growth rate, I think, will get us level 20 before we face our rival, because our rival has 2 Pokemon that are going to hit like a tank when it comes to, or it's going to give us problems if we don't have access to Confusion. We will not be going first a lot in this playthrough. So having access to one-shot moves is going to be very helpful, and we're going to get an item, like I said, called the Quick Claw, which will make it so we go first occasionally. And then we have Disable, Headbutt will get level 34. We probably won't need that because we'll get it via TM early before that. Swagger has a use, but I don't know if I'm going to use it in this playthrough. I have not decided on that yet. And then Psychic will replace Confusion at one point. 90 base power, 100% accurate, 135 with stat. So this Pokemon has a plethora of moves. Okay, so we really have access to almost every move we can possibly get in this game. Dynamic Punch may only be useful at the end of the game. We'll see. Headbutt, we're going to get that. It's a physical move, so we're going to need it. Curse, not going to use via TM. If we hang on to it, maybe we'll use it, but I'm not going to add it back on at the end of the game. Toxic, not going to use. Zap Cannon has a use, maybe late in the game. Need an electric move to get through Blastoise, whatever the case may be. Rock Smash, not going to use. Psych Up, not going to use. Hidden Power. I really haven't decided on the Hidden Power yet, but in most of the times whenever we have a water Pokemon, we don't need a Hidden Power, because the water Pokemon is pretty well optimized, so we may not need it. But Hidden Power, I don't even need Ice, because I have access to Icy Wind. There's also access to Ice Punch, so I don't think I'm going to use Hidden Power Ice. There might be something else to use for. Maybe I need something for Jasmine, so maybe Hidden Power Fire. I will make that decision up between now and when I decide to start, whenever I start playing this. So I have not decided on this yet. Maybe Hidden Power Dark. Maybe I would just stick with dark moves. I don't know. Sunny Day, not going to use. Snore, not going to use. Blizzard, possibly. I might actually need to use Blizzard. I might pay for it, but I haven't decided on that yet. There's a lot of decisions I got to make. There's so much. Sometimes having a few moves is better than having a lot, because then it just kind of shoehorns you into a strategy and you just got to go all in on it. Whereas in some cases, like this case, there's so many options here. I could really just be, paralyzed by choice here. So Icy Wind, 55 base power, 95% accurate. Like I said, I'm not going to use this because I have access to Ice Punch. We'll go over that here in a minute. Protect, Rain Dance, Endure, Frustration, Iron Tail. Earthquake will be used. Earthquake's a very powerful move. But basically, a lot of things are weak to it. Electric moves, electric Pokemon, Ghost Pokemon. It'll be a great move to use. Return, definitely going to use that. It's a physical move. You get pretty early, 102 base power, 100% with accurate. Dig, 60 base power. I don't know if I'm going to use it with this Pokemon or not. I'm not sure about that yet. Psychic, definitely going to use if I can get it, but I'll probably get that long before I can pick up the TM for it. Shadow Ball, 80 base power, 100% accurate. There's so many, like I said, there's so many options here. And it's kind of weird that we don't get access to the other elemental punches like electric and fire, but I digress. Double Team not going to use. Ice Punch definitely get used. Swagger, probably not going to use. Sleep Talk. Fire Blast not going to use. Swift, maybe. It'll be a good upgrade for a physical move. Dream Eater, we can't put Pokemon to sleep. I don't know why we get this. Rest, definitely, maybe against Red. Fury Cutter. Fury Cutter might actually be useful in a couple battles, just because it builds on and gets momentum and builds up. Nightmare, not going to use. Surf, definitely going to be used. 95 base power, 100% accurate. You can't remove it when we add it. However, adding it's going to be very useful in this playthrough, because we are a water type. It's Stab. It's very powerful. You get it so early. It's stupid not to do it. And then you get Strength, Flash, and Whirlpool. We use none of those moves. So, abundance of moves, and it's an embarrassment of riches is the nice way to put it. And with that being said, I'm going to look at the moves that we could potentially get when it comes to our optimized playthrough and just take a little sneak peek at them. So I see a couple things here. Belly Drum, maybe, but we're not a physical attacker, but I guess we can come on with this move. Future Sight, no. Safeguard, no. Maybe Safeguard. Maybe Safeguard wouldn't be bad, because we can avoid getting paralyzed and put to sleep and things like that. But also, I think Stomp would actually be the better option, because it's a better physical. It's twice as more powerful as Tackle, so that'd be very useful early. And you pair that with a little bit of Curse, it's gonna hit like a tank. And then Amnesia. Amnesia doesn't do what it does in Generation 1. Amnesia ups your special, which is attack and defense in Gen 1. This just ups your special defense. So I don't think Amnesia is going to be the way to go. And there are prior trade-in, like from another game, moves you can get, but I'm not going to worry about that. Let's go and go back to the first slide and we'll go over this. So this is going to be a tricky one, because I'm not quite sure what's going to happen, what the outcome is going to be with this Pokemon. It's very unique. It's definitely got some things going for it, but it also has some drawbacks, the best way to put it. I think we're going to go pretty fast. I think we're going to get this done right around an hour and 5 hours and 10 minutes. And then after the Elite Four part, I mean, it's an hour and 10 minutes. And then we're going to beat Red. I think Red can get done just under an hour and 40 minutes. We have a lot of ways to hit Red, but he also can hit us a lot of ways. The only thing we're weak to when it comes to Red is Pikachu and in Venusaur, but our Psychic type kind of cancels that out, so we don't really get hit that hard by Venusaur. So it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have Psychic, we're gonna have Stab, so that maybe not be a problem, but we will see. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This is JD's Nerdverse. This will be coming out on Friday. Let me know what you think. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys on Friday.